Investment Summit receives high rating as Post-Primary School Service Commission is to introduce e-administration in Anambra secondary schools. Federal government calls on stakeholders to complement its fight against illiteracy as Canada launches public inquiry into foreign interference in national elections. Hello, beautiful morning to you and welcome to Breakfast News at 8. I am David Okpowasile. Remember that Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's continue to give him maximum support for the task ahead. We begin this morning from Oka, where the Anambra Investment Summit has received praises from Ndi Anambra, saying the summit will serve as a transformative force and as a driving force for transformative change and promotion of investment opportunities in the state. Organized by the Anambra State Investment Promotion and Protection Agency, ANSIPA, the summit is aimed at driving or exploring strategies for achieving inclusive growth and fostering collaboration on investment prospects within the state. We bring you the report.
Under the theme, laying the foundation for a prosperous and smart megacity, the event, which took place at the International Convention Center in Oka, brought together government officials, key figures from investment banks, development finance institutions, industry leaders, and stakeholders from beyond the state's borders. The Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of ANSIPA, Mr. Mark Okoye, emphasized the event's role in creating an enabling business environment and highlighted critical infrastructure projects that will bolster the state's economy and provide opportunities for its youthful population. He saw the summit as a new beginning for Anambra, marking a crucial point in the state's journey towards becoming a thriving and smart megacity, setting an example for others to follow. Contributing, Commissioner for Information, Mr. Paul Nwosu, and the Managing Director, Anambra Broadcasting Service, Sashido Obidogu, applauded the event's departure from the past and emphasized that the memoranda of understanding signed by Governor Chukwuma Soludo indicated Anambra's progress towards prosperity.
It's never happened. And from what the governor has said, it's not just signing deals for MOUs. These are deals that are expected to yield returns. Because somebody used to say that in Anambra State you have in every square meter a billionaire, and you can see the long list of such men, the profile of such men that came here today, and quite a good number of them closed some deals and not signed the memorandum of understanding. That's the major takeaway here.
Giving their impressions, the Transition Committee Chairman of Orumba South Local Government Area, Prince Neville Ushendo, the traditional ruler of Umueri, Igwe Benneth Emeka, and the National President of Anambra State Association of Town Unions, Barrister Titus Abudo, voiced their support, noting the governor's dedication to advancing development. Addressing the challenges of governance and policy shifts faced by industries and businesses nationwide, the Managing Director of Winco Foam Industries, Chief Godwin Okafo, and the founder, Kutix PLC, Engineer Ajulu Uzodike, expressed confidence in the governor's approach, emphasizing the need for substantial support to attract and empower investors.
What is good, no matter how things are, there is one or somebody or brain can make it work. So what he says is a very good outing, and we appreciate it. And I believe that you at least store a reasonable percentage of what is like this. It's encouraging, but that is not complete.
The State Director of Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development, Chief Arthur Mbuba, highlighted the potential of agricultural investment to boost the agricultural value chain and rejuvenate the state's economy. The event's high points included special performances by Anambra State Cultural Group and the signing of Memoranda of Understanding by the Governor. Emmanuel Chibata, Fabulous News.
Anambra State Commissioner for Women and Social Welfare, Mrs. Ife Obinabo, has intervened in the case of a 5-year-old girl who was saved by her parents at Adaziani in Anocha local government area of the state. This follows the report the ministry received through the Transition Committee Chairman of Anocha local government area, Mr. Gerard Ozo, and the State Coordinator of Ladies of Good Governance, Mrs. Chinwe Oba. We bring you the details.
Addressing the culprits at her office in Oka, Honorable Obinabo noted that her primary assignment is to protect the rights of every child in the state, whether from the state or not, and assure that she would not let the perpetrators to go free. Honorable Obinabo appreciated the efforts of Mr. Ikenna Analefo for rescuing the child and raising alarm when necessary, calling on other individuals to emulate him.
Now you don't, the spirit will work very well for your body. By the time you go to serve,
even that
then
pastor
you say, that your pastor.
We come out.
Conspiracy.
Of course.
Yes. You can open your mouth, but so many of their people, they listen to this kind of nonsense prophecy. If you say my child is possessed, deliver that my child. Yes. Give me prayer to deliver my child. They say you're possessed, so you just decided to stab her. A child of 5 years, you removed her from the house, kept her outside. She's been sleeping on a blanket.
On their part, the culprits, Mr. Michael Wosu, 47-year-old from Rivers State, and Mrs. Blessing Michael, 23-year-old from Akwa Ibom, both residents at Adaziani, said that they are not responsible for the girl's starvation because they are only obeying their pastor's prophecy, which is that the 5-year-old is a witch, hence do not deserve to live. Blessing went further to say that she also subjected the young kid to sleeping on a plank due to her constant pulling and peeing on her body, adding that the 5-year-old is responsible for all her husband's downfall in businesses.
I'll be making love in the dream, just like as the person in my pastor said, I'll be making love in the dream. So I moved her from where she used to sleep because I kept her by the side of, there's a carpet, this lady I've seen it there. But when I kept her there, she will read. In the afternoon, she will stay there and read. In the morning, she will stay. She won't even stand up until she wants to read. So I removed I was telling you where she used to sleep. You asked me where she sleep. I said she used to sleep with us in the bed. But at night, I would sleep. I would be making love in the dream. So I had to remove her by the side of the carpet. There she used to sleep. In the morning, she would stay there. She would read. In the afternoon, she would stay there. She would read. She would not even open her mouth to say she wants to read or she wants to poo. With the anger in me, I had to remove her. She's sleeping on one plank. I came back. I never see she's sleeping there.
Blanket.
It's the bed.
For how long has she slept with the plank on the plank?
Since we came to.
Just 2 years.
For 3 years.
Meanwhile, the husband, Michael Wosu, denied having knowledge of the ill treatment meted on the child. As at the time of this report, the culprits are still in the police custody, while the survivor is receiving treatment at an undisclosed hospital in Oka.
In another development, Anambra State Post-Primary School Service Commission is to introduce e-administration into secondary schools in Anambra State. The Chairman Post-Primary School Service Commission, PPSSC, Professor Nkechi Ikedugu, who disclosed this, commended Governor Soludo for his positive response to her plea for the governor to recruit more teachers in the areas like mathematics, English, physics, chemistry, Igbo, history, technical and entrepreneurial subjects. She made the disclosure during the just concluded 2023 Principals Retreat held at Mpo. In her presentation on the theme of the retreat, Changing the Landscape of Secondary School Education in Anambra State, Professor Ikedogu charged the principals to key into their e-administration, which involves integration of school unit systems and advising operating infrastructure by replacing old equipment and practice as well as developing education administration programs to meet new policies in various needs. E-administration is an ICT-driven administrative solution that can be used for schools management. Professor Ikedogu further explains some types of e-administration platforms, which includes school platform software, saying that this application is used in supervising teachers electronically, keeping staff records, calculating the teacher's output, performance indicators such as turnover, absenteeism, quality defects, and lateness to school. She asked the principals to create a social media page for their schools to discuss feedback from parents and students and teacher screen share, adding that with this application, there is no need for a projector and lesson notes can be shared to the students easily and limit time for writing notes on the board. The commission boss also explained that e-administration gives more sophisticated feedbacks to teachers, parents, students, and gives easy and fast access to information, as well as helps in making attendance regularly, punctuality of students and staff electronically. Professor Ikedogu also noted that when it comes to staffing recruitment exercise to appraise e-administration makes it more transparent, results-oriented, and faster, saying that lateness and truancy are also checkmated. One of the outstanding highlights of the retreat was having the principals practice the e-administration with their laptops. The Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Anambra State Health Insurance Scheme, Dr. Simeon Onyemechi, says that health insurance is the only means in the Anambra will get affordable and adequate health care services without out-of-pocket expenditure. Dr. Onyemechi stated this at Amici in Nnewi South local government area during the registration of residents of the community who one of their illustrious sons paid for their yearly insurance premium through the agency's adoption model. Our health correspondent, Chibuzo Okoye, completes the story.
Dr. Onyemechi said that the adoption model is Anambra indigenous innovative export to health ecosystem across Nigeria, where affluent individuals or communities pay for yearly insurance premium for their people, especially the vulnerable and less privileged in the society. He noted that the agency is excited that they have continued to add value to the lives of the Anambra in terms of quality and affordable healthcare services, and that Governor Chukwuma Soludo, since he assumed office, has strengthened the operation of the scheme. The Asia boss who revealed that health insurance is the only way out of financial hardship occasioned by healthcare expenditure called on affluent in the Anambra to key into the Asia adoption model to register their people by paying 12,500 naira yearly insurance premium, which covers each beneficiary.
We are excited when people are heeding the call of the government to actually pay into Anambra State Health Insurance Scheme adoption model to get their people to go to hospital. Also, the only way.
Earlier, Mrs. Antonio Okoli from Asia enlightened the Amici beneficiaries on all they need to know about the scheme, how many illnesses the agency covers at the moment, among others, and maintained that the scheme is meant for every resident of Anambra State and not just for Anambra indigenes.
Agency na-afụ maka arụ ike maka ọdịmma ndị bi na Anambra steeti. Ọtụtụ oge ndị mmadụ asị na maka ndị Anambra, ọbụla sọ ndị Anambra. Ibi na Anambra, ị na-alụ ọrụ na Anambra, ị bụ nwata akwụkwọ na Anambra. As far as na ibi na Anambra state, you are entitled.
From Amici in Nnewi South local government area, this is Chibuzo Okoye for ABS News.
The Transition Committee Chairman of Nnewi North Local Government Area of Anambra State, Engineer Chris Obiora, has called for the establishment of Building Control Agency in the state for monitoring of building constructions to ensure that all concerned stick to specifications and standards. He also called for legislation to ensure that any building construction in Anambra would have current registered engineer on ground for proper monitoring. Our correspondent, Joseph Ebocha, filed the report.
Engineer Obiora made a call at Ibumu Enem, Otolo Nnewi North Local Government Area of the state, where a story building with penthouse under construction collapsed and killed a man identified as the builder and his 2 sons. Also trapped in the building collapse was a relative of the said builder, who eyewitnesses said was later rescued and rushed to a hospital in Nnewi. Addressing journalists after the 3 dead bodies were brought out from the debris, Engineer Obiora described as unfortunate the collapse of the building. He called for collaboration between the Anambra State Physical Planning Board and the Nnewi Town Planning Authority to ensure that before commencement of any building construction in the area, proper building permit is obtained. The Nnewi North Council boss noted poor quality material, poor workmanship, and circumvention of laid-down procedures are some of the issues that led to the building collapse, assuring that the council will take necessary steps to forestall future occurrence. Engineer Obiora further harped on the need for experts and trained engineers to always handle engineering projects to ensure conformity with engineering code of practice.
Contractor, even though it's not a trained engineering personnel, so maybe he's just a builder. He came in and started doing the things the way he knows about. They are resolving it. Because even this kind of building is supposed to even conduct a soil test. They have a soil report and then it will help the engineer to design this the foundation. Okay. And can I build up one and then when they all have monitor. Make sure what I think we should be doing going forward is collaborating with the physical planning, the Nnewi Town Planning Authority. And to make sure any building that is being erected should obtain proper building permit.
Meanwhile, some people who claim to be close to the disease have taken to the social media alleging attempts to shield the actual culprits. They claim that the late Mr. Nefuna and the 3 others were only doing electrical work in the collapsed building. From Nnewi, in the Nnewi North Local Government Area, Joseph Ebocha reporting for ABS News.
The federal government of Nigeria has asked stakeholders to make a difference by complementing its efforts in the fight against illiteracy in various societies, families, and the immediate community. The Minister of Education, Professor Tahir Maman, who made the plea in his address to the press in commemoration of the 2023 International Literacy Day in Abuja with the theme Promoting Literacy for a World in Transition, Building the Foundation for Sustainable and Peaceful Societies. Princess Ekwi Ajide has the details.
The International Literacy Day celebration is an opportunity to honor all those who are dedicated to making literacy a reality. In his speech, the minister said the ministry will continue to leverage on existing progress and transformation in the development of literacy while setting the stage for lifelong learning of Nigerian adults and youths. Professor Maman said the renewed hope of the present administration cuts across all sectors in human endeavor, including mass literacy, which focuses on lifelong learning. It provides everyone with hope to live and change unacceptable circumstances and situations. According to the minister, we will continue to rethink the fundamental importance of functional illiteracy as a necessary panacea that will help build resilience and ensure quality, equitable, and inclusive education for all.
This underscores the importance of ensuring mass literacy and the elimination of illiteracy in our country. As I conclude the presentation of initiatives and programs aimed at improving the cause of literacy worldwide.
A message from the Director General of UNESCO, Ms. Audrey Azoulay, said the global rate of literacy stands at 86% in 2020 as against 68% in 1979. She said literacy goes beyond learning how to read and write, but strengthens understanding within society and enable citizens integrate into society. Ms. Azole said literacy strengthens participation in civic life and tries to correct the injustice which is rife in society today. Hence, UNESCO is calling for the right of all women and girls in countries of the world. In Abuja, Princess Queen Ajide reporting.
Canada's federal government has named an appellate court judge to lead an inquiry into foreign interference in the country's elections. The announcement comes after months of pressure on Justin Trudeau's Liberals to launch a full inquiry amid claims by meddling by China. It will look at allegations of interference by China, Russia, and other foreign actors. The claims have strained relations between Canada and China. Federal Public Safety Minister Dominic LeBlanc announced that Justice Mario-Jose Hogue from the Quebec Court of Appeal will lead the inquiry. Ms. Hogue will look into potential interference not only from China but from Russia and other foreign and non-state actors as well. She will investigate the impact on election integrity at the national and electoral level during the 2019 and 2021 elections. The president of the Nigeria Football Federation, Ibrahim Gusau, has assured Nigerians that the Super Eagles would take the match against Sao Tome and Principe seriously, despite already securing 2024 Africa Cup of Nations qualification. Reports say the Super Eagles will on Sunday lock horns with Sao Tome and Principe in an AFCON qualifier in Uyo. Gusau gave the assurance in Abuja when the National President Sports Writers Association of Nigeria, Isaiah Benjamin, led a delegation on a courtesy visit to his office. The NFF boss told newsmen after the visit that the federation will leave no stone unturned to ensure victory for the team. Gusau said the match will also serve as preparation for the 2026 World Cup qualifiers scheduled to commence in November. Remember that you can follow news and programs on ABS from any part of the world by liking our Facebook page at Anambra Broadcasting Service. Subscribe to our YouTube at ABS Television, Oka. You can follow us on Twitter at ABS Radio TV and on Instagram at ABS Radio TV. Log on to our website at www.absradiotv.com. Before we go here, the main points again. We told you that Anambra Investment Summit has received high ratings from Onde Anambra, as Anambra State Post-Primary School Service Commission says it will introduce e-administration in Anambra secondary schools. We also told you that the federal government has called on stakeholders to complement its efforts in the fight against illiteracy, while in Canada, the country has launched a public inquiry into foreign interference in its national elections. To end the news, we remind you that Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's continue to give him maximum support for the task ahead. And that's the news this morning. Thanks for joining us. I am David Okpokwasele. Weekend Show continues right after now. Stay with us.